Hey guys, Crypto Dad here again, and today I'm going to show you how to use the Coldcard MK4 edition. So let's get started. So the Coldcard cryptocurrency hardware wallet is one of the most secure solutions out there. And today I'm going to show you how to get it set up with several different wallets. Now, I've already done a complete setup video, which covers everything from the unboxing to the initialization, firmware update, backing up your seed phrase, and getting the device configured and ready to go. And if you haven't seen that, I'll put a link to that up in the corner and another one down in the description so you can get yourself up to speed. But today, I'm going to show you how to get it connected and set up with a couple of different wallets, depending on your skill level and your security needs. The first method I'll show you is the easiest and most straightforward, and that is simply connecting your Coldcard device to your computer using a USB cable in conjunction with the Sparrow Bitcoin Wallet. The next thing I'll show you is how to use the Electrum Bitcoin Wallet in conjunction with a Coldcard device. And in this scenario, we'll be using a MicroSD card for an Airgapped solution. And finally, I'll show you how to use the Coldcard device with the Nunchuck phone-based wallet. And in this case, we're going to use the NFC Signal for our Airgapped solution. So I have my device plugged into my computer via USB cable, and I had to re-enter my PIN and unlock the device. So we've got that set up and ready to go. Let's download and install the Sparrow wallet. All right, so you can see here that I've got the Coldcard connected to my computer with a USB cable, and we're ready to go. Let me go ahead and run the software. I'll go ahead and download the Windows installer. I'll double click the installer. All right, if you get this error message, you'll just hit More Info and choose Run Anyway. This happens quite a bit with software that's not Microsoft certified. All right, now we can run the wallet there. There's Sparrow. I can add it to my start menu if I want. That's a cool little icon. I like that icon. All right, we'll click Next. These are what they're going to look like. All right, so we'll click Next here. This is what it looks like when it's connected. We'll choose Configure Server here, and we're going to create a brand new wallet. We can name this. I'll just call it Coldcard, and we'll choose Create Wallet. All right, so I have the Coldcard connected and unlocked. Sparrow has a lot of options. We're going to be using the Connect Hardware option, so we'll click here. We'll scan for the wallet. All right, it's going to detect my wallet, and then I'll just choose Import Key Store. So now Sparrow is using the key store hardware device as its private key. It was also able to generate the XPub address. So now it's got all the public facing information that it needs. So Sparrow Wallet connects to the internet so that it can interface with the blockchain. But in order to send crypto out, you will need to authorize on your device, but to receive crypto, you're good to go, right? You can disconnect the device if you just want to load it up. We'll choose Apply here. We can add an additional layer of security, but this wallet is not going to work without the hardware device, so the password might be a bit of overkill, but it's up to you if you want to add it. We'll choose no password. All right, and now we're ready to send and receive Bitcoin into this wallet. So I'll show you two different scenarios here to load the wallet up. I'll purchase a little Bitcoin on a crypto exchange, and then I'll transfer a little bit from one of my other wallets. So I'll do a receive to generate a receiving address. I can copy this into my clipboard. Go over to your favorite crypto exchange. I'll just use Kraken today. You can use whatever crypto exchange you are comfortable with. You can buy as little or as much as you want. I'll just stick with a small test amount. We'll confirm this, and we're done. That was easy. Now I want to send this Bitcoin into my wallet. As I mentioned here, I've got the wallet open over here. I've got the address in my clipboard. I'll Just go over to my Bitcoin. I'll do a withdrawal of my Bitcoin. I'm going to use Bitcoin Network. And I have some previous addresses in here, but this is a brand new address. So I'll add it as a new withdrawal address. I'll call this one Coldcard. And I'll paste in the address of my Sparrow wallet. Right? We could call this one Sparrow. Right? So just so I know, because I'm going to have several wallets that I'll use with my Coldcard. All right, we'll add this address. I'm going to need to confirm that with email. I'll go ahead and confirm that. All right, and now I've got this new address. All right, it was just a small amount. I'll go ahead and send it all. About 20 bucks worth of Bitcoin. I'll choose withdraw. And off it goes. Now I can just monitor my Sparrow wallet for incoming transactions. Here you can see my test transaction came in. Everything's good. Now it says unconfirmed here. So we need to wait until it's completely confirmed before we can send it back out again. I'll show you another scenario. Suppose you just wanted to transfer some Bitcoin from one wallet to another. I can do another receive. Notice that it generates a new address when I do that. Bitcoin wallets are capable of generating multiple receiving addresses. This helps improve privacy and security. All right, so I'll copy this one into my clipboard. I'll run over to my Ledger Live, go into one of my Bitcoin accounts. All right, so I'll just go into my Bitcoin wallet. I'll do a send. I'll paste in the address of my Sparrow Coldcard wallet. Hit continue here, and I'll just send another small test transaction of Bitcoin. I can adjust my blockchain fees if I want to. It's going to cost me about 66 cents, but that's okay. And then I'll choose continue, and I'll need to authorize this outgoing transaction with my other hardware wallet. So I'll review that transaction and go ahead and approve. Confirm my blockchain fees, and off it goes. All right, I got an alert from Sparrow. Let's look at our transactions. Looks like now it saw that wallet transfer really quick. That's not because they were occurring on the same computer. Bitcoin transactions always have to go out to the blockchain, you know, to do their magic, and then come back. So it really had nothing to do with proximity, I think. But as you can see, I've got both test transactions showing up in the wallet, but I will need to wait for them to be confirmed before I can send any Bitcoin out of the wallet. So we'll wait for that, and I'll show you how to do outgoing. All right, and now you can see that those transactions have completely confirmed in the wallet. All right, so let me show you how to send crypto out of the wallet, which is the main feature of a hardware wallet, which is in order to send anything out, the transaction has to be signed by the private keys, which are held offline on the device. So I'll go ahead and send the Bitcoin out of the wallet over to Coinbase as a demonstration. A lot of people ask me questions like, if I buy Bitcoin on Kraken, do I have to sell it on Kraken? I guess that's a common misconception for people, that Bitcoin is tied to the place that you buy it. So I thought that I would show you that it's just a matter of transporting from point A to point B. It doesn't really matter as long as it's a valid Bitcoin location and can generate a valid Bitcoin address. You can send Bitcoin there. So we'll send our Bitcoin over to Coinbase. For that, we can use Coinbase regular. It's nothing fancy. All we want to do is receive some Bitcoin. So if we click on here, go over to the Bitcoin balance, we can do a receive of Bitcoin. There's the Bitcoin address of my Coinbase account. So if I want to send Bitcoin into Coinbase, they give me a personalized Bitcoin address. I'll copy that into my clipboard, go back over to the wallet. All right, and this time we're going to do a send, and we'll paste in the address of our Coinbase account. They do want a label here. That's kind of interesting that this wallet forces me to create a label, but that's okay. I'll just type in Coinbase. Now, if I click max, it auto-fills here, and notice that it measures it in sats. You could change this if you want to just measure it in BTC. Notice because it's such a small amount, it's an odd number, right? But I'm going to go ahead and have this out like that, right? Send out another small test transaction just so you can see how this works. We'll choose create transaction. Finalize for signing. Our signing card is our MK7 Coldcard. We'll choose finalize. And then we'll choose sign. All right, and the interface pops up that connects us to the card. We'll choose sign. All right, and as you can see on the card, it's asking me if this is okay. So I have to authorize this. This is the security of the card. I'll just click the check mark here. And simple as that, I've signed my outgoing transaction. All right, now that we've signed it on the device, we'll choose broadcast transaction in the software, and off it goes. All right, notice that it's unconfirmed here. It's going to take a while to confirm on the Bitcoin blockchain, and then we'll check it over on Coinbase. Now that the transaction has been broadcast on the blockchain, I can safely disconnect my device. I don't need to wait for it to arrive at the other end. I just received an email notification from Coinbase that I received some Bitcoin, so let's double check that. So we'll go over to Coinbase and look at our Bitcoin account. You can click here, go to primary balance, and then you can see here that I received that small test transaction of Bitcoin into my Coinbase account. We've successfully created the wallet, made a deposit, and then did a send using the Coldcard connected to our computer. But let's say we want a little more security. Maybe we are a little more security minded. We're not daunted by things that are a little more complicated. So I'll go ahead and show you how to set up the wallet so that you can do air-gapped transactions, so you don't have to connect your Coldcard to the internet in any way or form. In order to do the air-gapped procedure, we're going to use a different wallet. We'll use Electrum Bitcoin Wallet. It's a free open source cryptocurrency wallet that you can download from the internet. Before we do that, I'll show you how to export the card. So for this one, we're going to need our little friend that we use for the firmware update, our little SD card. We'll put our reader down for the moment, and we're going to use it inside our Coldcard. And for this scenario, I've reattached my USB cable to my charging brick so that it's not connected to my computer anymore. Go ahead and connect our device and enter our PIN. All right, now that we have the device unlocked, we're going to need to put in our SD card again. Remember, as you're pushing it in, there's going to be a little click that lets you know that it's all the way in. I'll put it near the mic. Maybe you can hear it. This little click that you know that it's all the way in there. And so now what we're going to do is navigate down to Advanced Tools with the check mark. And then we're going to go down to Export Wallet. Yeah, we'll hit the check mark here. And we're going to be using Electrum Wallet. You'll notice there are some other wallets that we could do this with. I'll use the Electrum Wallet. All right, and it's going to give us some information about this. Wants us to press number 1 and enter a non-zero account number. All right, and I'll just call this one account 1 and hit enter. All right, and then it wants me to choose an address format. The most recent is native SegWit. I'll choose that. It's the default for most wallets. And then I'll hit the check. It's going to generate this wallet for me. So we have a choice here. We can choose 1 to save the file on the SD card, or we can choose 3 to share via NFC. I'll do that one next. For now, we're doing the Electrum, so we'll press 1. All right, and it saved the wallet information on the SD card. Keep in mind, this is just the public information of the wallet, right? This is not the private key. We're going to use this to create a watch-only wallet in the Electrum Bitcoin Wallet. All right, now we can back out to the main screen, and we'll remove our SD card. And then let's go over to the Electrum Bitcoin Wallet. So now we'll take our SD card and put it back in our USB reader. And I'll put this in my computer. Going to open it up there. You can see that the wallet information is on my SD card. I'll go ahead and launch Electrum Bitcoin Wallet. I already have it installed. The install is pretty straightforward. All right, you're going to use the choose feature to navigate over to the SD card. So we'll hit choose, and then we'll go down to the SD card and then choose that JSON file. We'll choose open. All right, once we've done that, we'll hit next. And we've basically created the watch-only component of our wallet, right? So it's pretty easy to send crypto into this wallet, just like we did before. You can purchase some crypto on an exchange and move it into the wallet, or you can move from a different wallet. It's asking us to connect the Coldcard. We're not going to do that. And first of all, let's put a little Bitcoin in here. We'll choose receive. We can give this a label if we want to. We'll create a request and we'll generate a Bitcoin address. All right, and then we'll copy that into our clipboard. We'll go back over to Coinbase, and I'll go ahead and withdraw this Bitcoin over to the Electrum Bitcoin Wallet. So I've already got it open. If you started at the home screen, you could just go straight over to send receive, and Bitcoin is the default, so it's pretty easy. And we're doing a send. I'll choose send all. And then I'll paste in the address of my Electrum Bitcoin Wallet. We'll choose continue. I'll choose send now. And then I'll need my two-factor. All right, and we've just funded the wallet. We can go back over to history and wait for that transaction to come in. All right, I just got an alert from the wallet. Got a little alert telling me that this transaction has come in, but that it's unconfirmed, right? We're going to need to wait for this to fully confirm on the Bitcoin blockchain before it will be available to send out. Then I'll show you how to do a send using the Airgapped solution. All right, I just got an alert that I had received it. You can see that it looks green here. And so my balance has been updated. So now we should be able to send this out. So let's see how that works. I still have my MicroSD card in my computer. So let's see what happens when we do a send. I'll go ahead and send this back to Coinbase. So in the case of receiving Bitcoin, we can go to the Coinbase homepage, do a send receive, and click the receive tab. Bitcoin is the default, so I don't need to switch anything. Right? Just leave it at Bitcoin. We'll copy this into our clipboard. Let's go back to our wallet, and we'll do another paste. We'll paste in the address. We can say we're going to do a Coinbase send. All right, I'll go ahead and send the max, and then I'll choose pay. All right, I can adjust my Bitcoin blockchain fees here, but I'll just leave them at the default. We'll choose send. All right, so it did ask me to connect the device again. I chose no. And when we get to this page where we're about to do the sign, we need to export this request. And so we'll say for hardware device, we'll say export to file, and then we'll put it on our card. We'll choose save. And now we've exported the request to the card, or what they might call a partially signed Bitcoin transaction. Now that we've done the export, we can go ahead and close this. And let's take the card out and put it back in our Coldcard device. Once again, I'll remove my SD card from my reader. All right, we'll go back over here. We'll reinsert the card. So we get that click. And now we're basically right. We're ready to go. It says ready to sign. That's what the default home screen has. We'll go ahead and hit the check mark here. Well, it's going to read it, and it's going to give us all the information about our transaction. We can double check that sending address, make sure it's correct. All the fees. And then we'll choose the check mark again. And so now the transaction has been signed. We can back out. We can remove the card. Okay, we'll take our card and put it back into our reader. This is the Airgapped step, right? I'm moving this across the air. And when we put the card back in the computer and it comes up in our window, we can see that there's more files now. This final transaction is now on the card. All right, we've got it. Everything is signed. We'll go back in here to Electrum. We'll go to Tools and we'll choose Load Transaction from File. We'll choose the final transaction and open. And so we signed the transaction on the hardware device and saved it onto the card, put the card back into our computer and loaded up the transaction. So we've got the signed transaction ready to go. Sign has already been achieved, right? So that's dim now. So now all we have to do is hit broadcast. Broadcast it out, payment gets sent. We can close this off. And you can see here that we have a sent transaction. All right, and we'll just wait over in Coinbase for that Bitcoin to come in. We can go over to Coinbase and check our Bitcoin balance. Just do a quick refresh here. And you can see there that that Bitcoin came in. And so the wallet now acknowledges that the Bitcoin sent out. The balance is 0. And of course, we can see it over in Coinbase. We funded the wallet and then we sent out from the wallet using the Airgapped method in conjunction with Electrum Bitcoin Wallet and our SD microcard. Keeps asking us to connect the device, but we don't need to worry about that. All right, and the last scenario I'm going to cover is the Airgapped solution using the NFC signal that the Coldcard is capable of generating. And in order to do that, we're going to need to download an app onto our phone called Nunchuck, which supports it. All right, just head over to the App Store and get the Nunchuck Bitcoin Wallet. I'm not going to go into a whole setup for the entire Nunchuck app, but I will show you how to set up a wallet with a key based on your Coldcard. So we'll choose Get Started here. And we're at the blank interface and it says that we have no keys. So the first thing we'll do is do a key. We'll hit the plus sign here and we'll choose Add NFC Key and we'll choose Coldcard. All right, it tells us what to do here. We'll go to the Coldcard. We've got it unlocked now. We'll go to Settings and NFC Sharing. We'll navigate down to Settings, hit the check mark, go to Hardware On Off, and then we'll hit the check mark here. And then we'll go down to NFC Sharing. All right, so you would just want to make sure there's a check mark next to NFC Sharing. All right, so now we're going to go to Export Wallet. We'll go down to Advanced Settings. We'll go to Export Wallet. We'll choose Generic JSON. Choose OK. And then 3. So notice here it says we'll enter 3 to share via NFC. So we'll hit number 3 there. And now it's broadcasting. So we'll tap our phone there. Alrighty. So we exported the wallet. We'll choose this first one. Just make it easier. And then we'll name this one. We're going to name this key. So we can call it Coldcard. This will be the name of our key. All right, so now we have a key. We just need a wallet. So let's hit plus to add a wallet, and we can call this one Coldcard, and we'll just leave the defaults the way they are. We'll hit continue, and now we've got a wallet. So it needs at least one key. We have one key set up, so we'll use this one. We'll hit continue here. We'll hit create wallet. We can save this configuration file if we want to, but this wallet is based on the Coldcard, so it can always be recreated without a backup as long as you have your Coldcard. Just do this later, and then I'm done. All right, so now you can see that I have a Coldcard wallet set up and ready to go. We can tap on the wallet, and we've got send and receive. So we can receive. There's the address of the wallet. All right, I'll copy the address of the wallet, and this time I'll use a phone-based app to do my initial funding of the wallet. All right, I'll swing over to my Coinbase account, and remember I put that Bitcoin back in there. So this Bitcoin's going to get tired. It's doing a lot of traveling back and forth between my wallets, but that's fine. I'll go ahead and do a send of my Bitcoin, and I'll go ahead and paste in the address that I copied from my Nunchuck wallet. And then we'll choose continue, and I'll go ahead and send the max again, and I'll choose send now. Probably going to ask me for my two-factor. I can go over to my Google Authenticator. I'll tap my Coinbase code. I'll slide back over to Coinbase and paste that in. And off it goes, and we're done. And you can see I've got that incoming transaction. All right, so now let's do an outgoing transaction. I've got my Bitcoin address from my Coinbase account. We'll slide back over here to the Nunchuck wallet. All right, so we'll tap into the wallet. We'll do a send. We'll go ahead and send all, and we'll hit continue here. We'll paste in the address from Coinbase, and we can call this one to Coinbase, right? We'll hit create transaction, and then we need to sign it with the Coldcard. So we'll tap sign on the app. We'll choose export transaction, and it instructs us to go to our Coldcard to ready to sign, which is active. Hit the check mark and then hit number 3. All right, now it's ready, so we'll touch the phone. All right, that was successful. All right, and now the Coldcard should ask us to sign the transaction, authorize the transaction. We'll hit the check mark for that. Wait for it to sign, and then it's going to broadcast again. Now it's broadcasting. We'll touch our phone. All right. It says we've signed the transaction. Now we'll tap broadcast transaction, and off it goes. It says the transaction was broadcast. We've successfully completed an Airgapped transaction using the NFC signal between the phone and the Coldcard device. All right, so this was a brief setup and overview of the Coldcard. I showed you how to use the device with the USB cable connected to your computer. I showed you how to do air-gapped transactions with the MicroSD card in conjunction with Electrum Bitcoin Wallet. And then I also showed you another air-gapped method using the Nunchuck app on your phone and the NFC signal between the phone and the Coldcard device. If there's any questions about anything I did, please throw them up in the comments and I'll do my best to get them answered. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.